Welcome to the Goalbusters Expert Peak Productivity Tips podcast, where top business experts get just 7 minutes to answer 5 rapid-fire questions about what they do and how they stay productive. Each episode is packed with actionable insights to help boost your efficiency and achieve your goals. Let's dive in and unlock the secrets to peak performance. Well, hello everyone. I'm Robin J. Emden, creator of the Get Resultsology system and an accountability coach. I help people harness productivity to achieve meaningful results, increase income, grow their business, and create success that powers their dreams. Today's guest is Amy Rasdal, founder of Billable at the Beach. After leaving her corporate job 15 years ago, she built a thriving consulting business, making more money than most executives while enjoying unmatched freedom and flexibility. With over 25 years of experience in operations, product development, and marketing, Amy has helped hundreds start their own successful consulting careers. She's also the founder of Rasdal Associates, specializing in program and project management. Amy is passionate about empowering others to take control of their careers and live life on their own terms. Amy, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me today. I'm happy to be here.
It's my absolute pleasure. I know it's morning where you are. Just remind me where you are, please.
I am in San Diego, California, in the United States.
San Diego, yeah. I actually recall a little bit about that before we started recording. I love San Diego, and you are a full 8 hours behind me. I'm here in Torquay in a very cold South Tevin. I think it's probably quite warm where you are, though. I hope so.
It is. I'm looking at bright sunny skies and palm trees today.
And I'm looking at, just a little bit above freezing over here. So that's perfect. So let's crack on then with our questions. I know that you've had advance notice of them, so I believe we're all set to go.
Yes, indeed.
Perfect. So first, Amy, please, I'll start the clock. Find the right button for that. It's got a new interface. And there we go. We're off. So, Amy, could you tell me, please, who is your ideal client?
Yes, my ideal client really is somebody who has a significant amount of corporate experience and wants to take the expertise they have and go independent. So these are generally people earning in the 6-figure range, give or take, and people who have 5, 10, 15, or maybe even more years of experience. So consultants get hired for their expertise, and you have to build a certain amount of that up before people are interested in hiring you.
Okay, that's very interesting. Thank you. And so I imagine you solve more than one problem. I always think this question needs to be rewritten, really. What is the problem you solve? But you probably solve more.
Well, it's really this wish that you described in my intro to have the freedom and flexibility to have the career that you deserve. So really to take control of your career. Some of us have been in positions where we feel there's been an acquisition or a change in management, and we just never quite get that chance to demonstrate or contribute in the way that we wish. So I like to say that I liberate 6-figure earners by helping them build 6-figure consulting business. And you are able to do that without sacrificing the career that most of us have spent so long building through all of our education and experience and our dedication to climbing that ladder.
Wow. Okay. That's amazing. Thank you so much. And so I'm still digesting that, but we need to, the next question is, what is one valuable free action that the audience can implement that will help them to solve that problem themselves?
So the hardest part for every person who jumps off and starts their own independent consulting business is you might think, oh, it's setting up the business or doing the work. It's not. The business setup piece when you're a solo consultant is, I don't have experience doing it in other countries like where you are in the UK, I have US, but it's not an overwhelming burden. The administrative pieces are not a big job. And doing the work, it's what we've all been doing throughout our careers, whether it's you've been doing it for 5 years or 30, We all know how to do what we're experts in. So that's not the issue. The challenge is keeping the pipeline full of high quality projects. It's really that networking, marketing, business development. I'm avoiding the word sales because that's a little bit scary to any of us who weren't born and bred sales animals. But it's kind of that sales piece. And really, I believe that all business is about relationships. So it's about developing relationships, it's about that outreach. And I have a little thing that I've put together that I call 3 action steps to generate revenue now. It's a very short, sweet 3 action steps that give you the best possible chance of bringing in a consulting project. So you don't necessarily, to start consulting, need to dramatically change your whole life and throw everything aside. You can kind of stick a toe in the water and just try and get one project. And I like to talk about the near term focus being land a project, get a check in the bank. So, really quickly, these 3 steps. First, put together your value proposition. That's a very fancy way of talking about what you're going to sell. It's kind of your elevator pitch. Short and sweet, what is your service offering? Second, make a list of all the people that you already know. And I'm an engineer by background, so I attract a lot of, it's a stereotype, but it's true, introverted engineers who think, well, I'm an engineer, I don't know anybody. But if you really dig in, all of us have worked with and know a lot of people. Make your list. And the third thing is get the word out. You have your little value proposition, you have your list of people, get the word out. You will be shocked how many people would be delighted to know, Robin, you're available for consulting work. I've worked with you before. Let's talk about a project. It's really straightforward with those 3 easy steps.
Fabulous. And it all begins with the elevator speech, which is people miss that all the time. It's such an important step and it's really useful. So, cracking on, we may come around full circle to that in a moment. Let's talk about goal busting, which is meaning how do you make the best use of your productive time to achieve your own business goals, Amy? So, can you share any tips or advice for someone looking to improve their productivity habits, please?
Absolutely. I have 2 key things, whether it's for me in my own business or working with a multinational corporation. The first thing is always be very clear about your priorities. And I insist on discrete priorities. And what that means is you can only have one number one. So I always know my one top 3 priorities. All of our time is fragmented these days. It's here, there, and everywhere. We're online, we're offline, we're in different time zones. So anytime that I sit down ready to work, whether it's at my desk or at the beach, I know my first priority. Now I like to have 3 because sometimes you just can't get into flow on number 1. So I have 2 and 3. So every time I have 10 minutes or 10 hours, I know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. The second one, the willingness to say no. If you don't make your decisions make you. You can't do everything. So be mindful and accountable about what you're not going to do and what you are going to do.
Amazing. Yeah, absolutely. I love that. So we're nearly out of time, but I still need to ask you, what should I have asked you today that I didn't? And your answer, please, Amy.
What do you need to get started? And I'm going to jump in and answer 4 things. It's very easy: a computer, a phone, brain power, business experience. It takes very little to dive in and start your own consulting business.
Look at that. We made it. Well, did that in exactly 7 minutes. And actually, you packed in my opinion, you packed in an hour's worth of education and information in there. And if we weren't in this format, I so wanted to extrapolate a lot more on the points that you were making, because we both know that this is a very quick format, but there's a lot of depth to the things that you were saying and a lot more information. So how can people get hold of you and find out more about what you do, please, Amy?
Sure. So My business name is Billable at the Beach, which is kind of fun because I live in San Diego, pretty close to the beach. So your beach might be a fishing boat or a mountaintop, but just where do you dream of being able to work from? So I have a website, Billable at the Beach. There's lots of great resources there, a lot of free resources. As far as social media, my main platform is LinkedIn because I'm attracting business people. So if you search on Billable at the Beach or Amy Rasdal, you'll find me the places where I am.
That's
I come up
brilliant. And,
easily.
we will put that across the bottom of the video for people watching
Great.
this on video. You've said it. And also anybody, if they want to read the description that comes with the podcast, we'll create links in the description as well.
Terrific.
Billable at the Beach, that's very memorable, isn't it?
And then on the website, I have a free email course that is that 3 action steps to generate revenue now. I was going to ask you about that. Which I outlined, super briefly, but there's that's my main lead magnet. I also have a webinar, but that's my main lead magnet that then takes people in more depth through those 3 steps.
Yes. Well, I'm tempted to go and get that now because I would like to read.
Yeah, feel free.
Honestly, as soon as we hang up, I'm going to go and get that because that sounds really good. It's
really good. Whether my sister's a therapist and she's modified it a little bit and use it. It's just a very simple way to do outreach for people who don't consider that their greatest strength. It's hard.
Yes. And once you know the basics, it might seem obvious, but the basics, they're called basics because another word for them is essential. You need to have this.
Yeah. And then those 3 action steps, at this point, I'm completely focused on Billable at the Beach. I'm not doing hands-on consulting anymore, but those made the foundation of my whole business development system. It's just a matter of making sure that people know you're out there and what you're doing. And you keep adding people to your list because I would have people. I was just talking to one of my people in my program yesterday, and I said, I would have people who are on my list for 5, 7, 10 years who I would send out that little blurb and they would call me and they'd say, Amy, I've been getting your little thing once a quarter for 10 years. I have a problem. I finally have something for you. I finally can we talk? And it was amazing because think how often somebody asks you for, do you know somebody who? And you're thinking, well, gosh, I've been around a long time. I know a lot of people who I know somebody. Who is it? If somebody's been just a really quick email once every few months, you're more likely to remember them. It's really just kind of a memory jogger.
Absolutely. Brilliant.
So it works really well.
That's
it's very simple.
That's what I call bonus material. Absolutely. Amy, it's been an absolute pleasure and a joy and fascinating. And I've really enjoyed your company and your information that you've shared with us today. So Amy Rasdal, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate being here today.
You're very welcome. Thank you and bye-bye. Thanks for tuning in to Goalbusters. If you're enjoying it, please subscribe, rate and review it on your favourite podcast platform. Your support is very much appreciated. And if you're ready to boost your online profits, skyrocket your productivity, crush procrastination, and see a positive change in your bank balance, all within just 30 days, this is your opportunity. Take my free 5-day challenge at www.skyrocketyourproductivitychallenge.com.